Close to 10 years ago, I was gonna go to School of Theology in Kansas City. We lived in Leavenworth, so that was a 45-minute drive away. We only had one vehicle. I knew we were gonna have to get a second car, so I contacted a church friend of ours who owned a car dealership in Leavenworth because he, inside track, I thought, hey, it's network. You gotta know somebody on the inside. And I said, I'm looking to buy a used car, something fairly cheap, but we need a second car. Can you help me find something? Just let me know. Okay. Later, it was just a few days later, he contacted me and he said, I know you're good people. I've discussed this with my sons. We are going to give you a car. All you have to pay for is title to get it off the lot. And we just want you to keep insurance on it, and that way you'll be able to go to school and help your family out. I was like, yes! So I went in and signed for the car and talked to him, and it's awesome. So I got a used car for $115. The car was at that time like 15 years old. It had been owned by a bunch of the nuns there in Leavenworth. They have a convent there, so it had been maintained very well. They'd come in for regular oil changes and all that, so it was maintained very well. It was an old car. Looked old and clunky looking. It looked bad, but it was well maintained. It drove very well. They were upgrading, basically. They were upgrading to a new car, and this had been sitting on their lot for a couple years or something. And so I got this car from them, and I commuted to and from work. That's where my auto vlogging. When I started auto vlogging, when I worked in Olathe, I was actually driving that car. I drove it for 4 or 5 years before it just stopped working on me, and we let it set for a couple years, and eventually I sold it to a kid who thought he could repair it. I don't know. Sold it for maybe $50 or something. Not very much. But we're in that same situation. We have one car. I drive this car all the time. Well, not all the time. Whenever I need a car, I drive this car. This is technically the family car, but it's my wife's minivan. I don't drive hardly at all. I would love having a second car. I don't think I'll be picking up the girls very often in that car, but I want to have seatbelts so that if I have to pick them from school, if I have to transport, I want 5 seatbelts. So if we have to take everybody in the family, I would. And I really want a pickup truck, like a mini cab or second extended cab or whatever, where it's not like a full back seat, but just where they can have seatbelts. That's what I love. And I've contacted Blue Sky Lending, which helps lend to people who have poor credit, and I have very poor credit. Don't have a lot of money, don't have any money saved up. It would just be, yeah. So I want to look into that, and it's a big deal for me. We're barely making ends meet as it is. We don't really need a second payment or a car payment at all. We don't have a payment on this. We paid cash for this car. We don't need a payment. I don't want a payment. I would love it if somebody would say, hey, cost tag, and give me the same deal they had before and buy a second car, and all I have to do is keep it insured and buy gas and pay for the tags. That would be awesome. But I'm not going to theology school right now, so maybe nobody will do that, but maybe somebody will. So if you own a car and you're just upgrading and you have a good old used car that you just want to give away, you'll get it. I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of tax write-off for giving a gift to somebody like that. I don't know. Whatever. But second car for Phil. Yeah.